So guys, welcome back again to my channel. Like I said earlier, I'll be gisting you guys on the Edo election where they are now. So it happened that some bandits or some thugs that was hired by the APC, some were arrested, and the person that was told to buy votes were also arrested. Like I said earlier, that everybody's eye have opened in this Edo election. Like nobody is playing any longer. Everybody's active. When I mean active, I mean active. People are now agile. People are now looking at every angle to make sure no bribe and corruption comes in place. Because you all know that that's the only way APC always wins election, through bribe and corruption. So those people that was sent to buy votes and to carry and to steal ballot box have been arrested by the EFCC. But before we get down to that, let's look at this headline that said that Tinubu minister under fire for alleged link with bandits. There's no doubt or no hidden, or it's not hidden that these are governments are behind the bandits, but the banditry we have in this country. It's not hidden. It's very obvious that our government are the ones sponsoring these bandits. And you can see that the truths are coming out small, small. So Tinubu's minister have been exposed that he has a link with bandits. When he was the governor, that he sponsored them by giving them vehicles, giving them arms, and yet you wonder why insecurity is talk of the town in our country. It's because of the bandits in this country. Okay, that is the good news. Yes, thank you for commenting. But we'll still get to that level. But let's talk about these headlines. Then we get to the Edo state election because people are now active, people are now agile. People are now have opened their eyes that what happened in our Nigeria government president election will not happen again in Edo State. So back to this bandits issue. So our governments have been known and exposed to be the ones behind this banditry action because I've been saying this earlier that there's no way these bandits will be having sources to arms and having information on where to go if not being directed or given by someone, which means that our governments are even the ones that are sponsoring that action. Because no, you tell me that a country that like Nigeria has been facing more high insecurities and our government have kept quiet, and you don't know why. It's because they are being linked to it. They know that their hands are there, that they are the ones sponsoring those bandits and insecurities. Then I wonder why they are not saying anything since. This is the reason, because they are the ones that are paying and hiring them. So this person has been exposed that he has a link to bandits. So the Minister of State of Defense, could you imagine? State Minister of State for Defense, the person meant to be securing Nigeria, Bello Matawale, is under fire after being linked with terrorism in Nigeria. Matawale is alleged to have procured vehicles for bandit leaders, including notorious kingpin Bello Toji and others while serving as Zamfara state governor. Could you imagine a person that is being called to be a leader, a person being called to deliver Nigerians from insecurities? A state minister for state for defense is the one procuring vehicles for bandit leaders and giving them arms, giving them information, give them all they need to be making Nigeria insecure, kidnapping souls. That means that all these kidnappers, all those ransom that are being asked, what are being paid to them, they take it to the government or to the leaders that have actually told them or that sent them that message. Because if you check the life of these kidnappers, it's not looking like people that are making money. You know, bandits are making money, they're making like millions of naira. So we ask for a sum of 10 million, 100 million, but take their life. They are living like poor people. That means they are working for people that are paying them tokens. Then I ask myself, where is the conscience of some persons? Where is the sense of some person that you will be sent on an errand to do a dirty work, and at the end they will pay you peanuts money? Tomorrow again, you will still go ahead and be working for them. What kind of sense are I think this is the role of education, because if you check most of the kidnappers, most of them are uneducated, because that's not when you ask for 100 million ransom and they pay you, you can pay the person that called you for job, and then for now 100 million they pay you a peanuts money. Because if you take the life of those kidnappers that have been arrested, if you take the life of those that have been arrested, all these kidnappers and the that are arrested by police, take their life is not looking like anybody, like people that are making money. That's because they are working for some persons, people giving them the arms and the informations and the vehicles. This one is the most shocking story of them all. That the Minister of State for Defence, Bello Matawale, is under fire after being linked with terrorism in Nigeria. Like I keep saying this, our governments are the ones that are sponsoring this banditry and insecurity in Nigeria. That's why they have never said anything or they never fight against insecurity in Nigeria. Take a look at what happened in a community, I've forgotten the state, where they caught a thug and then they now beat him up. He now exposed or he now confessed that okay, let's say that the arms that was given to them was sponsored by the local government chairman. Could you imagine that? The local government chairman is the person that gave them the information, that gave them the sponsor, that gave them those arms to go and carry ballot box and run away. In our country, Nigeria, our government have messed us up. Our government are using our head, and I keep saying that this is the main reasons why the government is making the country more harder and making it and making us impoverished. That is making us poor. It's so that people will not be reasoning, because a man that don't have money does not reason. Most of them does not have sense. So the government makes our country harder so that people will be poor, and so that they will be working for them in dirty works. Just look at what is happening in Edo State now. It's the in my life I see something about APC members, APC party hiring some thugs and some policemen with fake uniform. Then I ask myself, those thugs that are being hired, don't they have sense? Don't they reason at all that we are all fighting for good governance, but you allow yourself to be bought by the government with a little change? How much are the government paying them? One token, 5,000 naira, or bag of rice? This is so humiliating that I wonder where some people kept their sense. Because those talks don't have sense. To me, we can't be fighting for a good governance and a good party to be on seats, and then you are working against us. You're working against Nigerians because they've called you up and given you a token that cannot change your life. Assuming these bandits are being given, or these talks are being given money that can change their life, is different. At least we all are looking for places that we can get a better life. That'll be justifiable that they gave you a money or they change your life for better. But this one, they are not changing your life. Your life is too useless as it is, and yet you are still going in to work for those governments. You are still going in to make life of Nigerians more harder, because you are going to kidnap people now. You are making the life of the family of those kids or the people you kidnap more harder and miserable, because they will be in pains. Now Nigeria don't have money, and yet to be asking for ransom running in millions, and then that family will start running up and down to make money, to make ends meet, to meet up with those ransom being paid, and yet they'll pay the ransom, you can pay to leaders, and they'll give you a small change, a token that will not do anything to your life. Where did we keep our conscience? Where did we keep our sense as Nigerians? Because I keep saying that we ourselves are the problem we are facing in Nigeria. Like, us Nigerians are a Nigerian problem. Because during the protest we had in August, some persons also came out and agreed that they will be bribed by this government to do anti-protest. That means they are doing a protest that they don't want protest to happen. Whereas we all are fighting for a good Nigeria. We all are fighting for a good governance. But some persons have allowed peanuts money, chicken change. Oh God. Okay, now let me read this tweet from Punch News now. That said that our breadwinners were kidnapped, killed, despite ransom preparations for kidnappers. The families of the kidnapped victims are now in mourning after their breadwinners were abducted while traveling to Saki for an event. The kidnapper demanded 5 million naira, leaving the families in a desperate race to gather the ransom. This is what I'm talking about. These kidnappers, don't they have sense? If they pay them this ransom now, they will still go and give it to the leaders that are paying them. And it's the same leaders that have kept us in this condition where we are. Where fuel is now 1.5, bag of rice is now 100k, naira is now 1.5 per dollar, or 1.6, 1.7. And the same people that are Nigerians that we all are fighting for are still the same people that will go and agree. And if you check out those, most of the bandits are from northern side, because they are all uneducated. This is where education plays its role. Most of the bandits are from the north. They are Muslim, they are Yorubas. Can't they just use their sense and know that these people are using that? Can't they say no? And in this my life, as the headline I saw, where in the same Edo State, actually before we get to Edo State, let's talk more on other topics. So to get to Edo State, what is happening in Edo State. So before the payment could be made, a gunfight broke out between the kidnappers and the Ametokun forces, resulting in the tragic deaths of two captives, both breadwinners. The affected families are now left devastated by the ultimate loss of their loved ones. This is the only what this government are doing. They are just allowing people to be killed. People are not killing each other. Like in a country where hunger is the main thing, that country can never be productive. That country can never think forward. Everybody will be thinking of how to survive, how to do bad things to survive. That's why you see people are killing each other now. There's a police officer in a prison. I think in my life yesterday, I think in my life yesterday, in a prison, a one killed one because of food issue. I'm saying prison officers, not prisoners. The officers there killed one of them because of food issue. The same Nigerians, a father killed a son because of the son ate the food in the house. That's what these governments have put us in. And again, in the same Nigeria, where they are using billions of naira to renovate VP's house, buying private jets, running in billions, using 158 million to renovate toilets. In the same Nigerians, about 200 people in Delta State primary school sit on bare floor, lack of adequate facilities. But in some Nigeria, where people peers don't have good facilities in school, the first lady is launching a unity fabrics to be worn on the 1st of October to celebrate independence. What are they celebrating in Nigeria that we are launching unity fabrics, whereas people are hungry, people are dying? Can you imagine pupils go to school to sit on the floor to learn? How will they learn? How will they know what they are talking about as students? How will they learn? How will their teaching enter their head? Whereas they are uncomfortable. In this life, you can never learn anything if you're not comfortable, no matter where you are. And now students are being sitting on the floor to learn, whereas our country are ravishing our money. Whereas governors are buying SUVs for senators that are doing nothing. Whereas they're paying house members assembly 21 million naira as salary, and no, as allowance, not salary. They are paying. Then talk more, or imagine where allowance is 21 million. Talk more of salaries of people doing nothing in Nigeria. Our governors are busy stealing our money, and so don't worry, we'll get to that. But this level where we are, people are suffering, but the government are enjoying. I thought a good leader will make everything possible to make sure the person they are leading or the people they are leading are comfortable. But that case is not in Nigeria. In Nigeria, it's opposite. Like Nigeria is totally opposite. Everything is opposite in Nigeria. Everything is opposite in Nigeria. Pupils are sitting on the floor, but yet the government are buying a private jet. The government, okay, now the same first lady is donating millions of naira to a foreign country to help them develop their own hospitals, despite Nigeria not having a single well equipped hospital in Nigeria. But they are busy facilitating and sponsoring a foreign country hospital development, whereas your own country is in a total mess. No single hospital in Nigeria now is well equipped. If it's well equipped, why are the government going outside the country to get medical checkups? Why are the government leaving the country to go and treat themselves if Nigerians have well equipped hospitals? Ask yourself that question, Nigerians and those people that are collecting bribes from the government. Ask yourself these questions. So at least to say that some Nigerian leaders should be jailed for past criminal conduct. They can't deliver good governance, Obasanjo said. Let's take this case between Yahaya Bello and EFCC. EFCC have declared Yahaya Bello wanted, but yet they are yet to arrest him. And Yahaya Bello is in Nigeria. Yahaya Bello is parading this Nigeria. And the leader of EFCC wants to say that if they don't get Yahaya Bello arrested, that he will resign. Till today, he have not resigned. Till today, they've not even arrested Yahaya Bello. But yet, he's on the streets. But the same EFCC can boldly arrest a young guy that's in Lexus, alleging him that he's a Yahoo boy, he need to scam. without investigation, knowing where the money came from. Once you are establishing Lexus or Benz in Nigeria, or you are well kept as a youth in Nigeria, EFCC goes for you without any evidence, without any investigation. But here we have Yaya Bello that have been investigated, and we all know that he stole money from Kogi State, but yes, he's still working freely on the streets. Nothing is being done. The government have kept quiet. Nothing has been. He has been taken one time for how many months now? But yet he is still parading on the street, and EFCC have done nothing about it. That's why people are dragging EFCC now on the street. Very dark man, I guess we all know him. VDM have blasted EFCC over Ayabelo's case and said that who are they deceiving? That they declare Ayabelo wanted and yet he has not been arrested for how many months? But a Yahoo boy can be like a house of Yahoo boy can be badged and broken into by EFCC and arrest them without any warrant, without any investigation, because they saw that this young guy is dressing well, is doing well, owns a house, drives a good car. They go ahead to arrest him without investigating, without any evidence that this boy is into scam. That's the level we are in Nigeria, where the people that are meant to be arrested are not arrested, but those that are not meant to be arrested are arrested because the youth don't have backups now, because the youth are not into politics. So that EFCC feel that they can do as they wish on our youth. And that was why we had that end SARS protest we had. Is it 2021? Yes, that they had a massacre at Lagos toll gate. The same government that we are fighting for spied most of our youths during that end SARS government, the end SARS protest that happened. But here is criminals parading the streets. We all know about other ex-governors that have stolen money in Nigeria but are yet to be arrested. That's why Obasanjo is tweeting that all the leaders should be jailed for past criminal records. We have a lot of criminal records in Nigeria. We have a lot of criminal records in Nigeria of our leaders, but none of them have been arrested. None of them, not even one person have been arrested. They are all on the streets, eating the money that have been stolen. And EFCC already come out and say that they are wanted. And so what? Why not go and arrest them? Let them pay those money that was stolen, because those money are for public funds. We have a lot of things we need money for Nigeria. First of all, school system in Nigeria is totally messed up. I can't talk about insecurities because our leaders are even the bandits. Our leaders are the ones. You see, our leaders, our government, they are the ones connected to these bandits. So let's talk about what they can be changed. We need a good school system in this country. We don't have any good school system in this country. It's because we don't have a good system. That's why Yaya Bello, the former governor of Kogi State, could pay all his children's school fees in advance in Abuja, thereby leaving his state. That means his state don't have any good school worthy for their children to go to, but they can steal money. Instead of using those money they are stealing to renovate schools in their state, to make schools in their state worth going to. They are busy stealing it and then sending their own children to a better school. Is that not selfishness? They are all our leaders are self-centered. When I mean all our leaders are self-centered. Nobody has the people in mind, and that's what they need. We need a change in government. We need, I don't know how we're going to get it, but that's the only thing we need in Nigeria, a change in government. Total change everybody on seat in Nigeria. I don't know how it happen, but that's the only way we can relieve ourselves and get back to ourselves. Because right now, Nigeria is not working. Nothing is working. You can imagine a minister of defense staff is linked to banditry in Nigeria. They are busy sponsoring banditry, and yet we are crying of insecurity in Nigeria. Whereas the people meant to be securing us are the ones sponsoring those bandits. Oh, God of mercy. So let's now go to Edo election today. So Edo governorship election, anti-craft agency EFCC arrest suspected vote buyers in Ego Council area. So some persons that have been bought or bribed by APCs have been arrested. Because these people, if you look at them, just look at these talks now. Like I keep on saying, if you take a proper look on these talks, or these people that are being bribed by the government, their life is not to write them about. Their life is so miserable. Just look at them. Nobody's there looking wealthy. Nobody is looking kept. They are all tattered because of what they allow little tokens, little change to enter their head. You can imagine in an election where we want people, where we want good government, you are in those states, you are seeing that this government is not working, this party is not working, we need a better party. But you yourself, in the same state where we all are suffering, we allow yourself to be used by this government. So these people are now said they were sent to buy votes, and then they were comprehended and arrested by the EFCC. Then I ask my question, where is this people sense, where is their conscience, don't they reason at all that we are in a state where all of us are dying and kind of hunger? You allow yourself to be bought by the government to work for them. At the end of the day, the bad government will win, and then you go back to suffering. Suffer no dey tire Nigerians, suffer no dey tire. Like I keep saying it, we are our problem. Until we rise and say no to bribery and corruption, we are not going anywhere in Nigeria. Until we say no to bribery and corruption, we are not going anywhere. So before we go back again to this Edo State issues, let's shoot out this tweet that said that Tinubu presidency says it has approved 100 trailers of rice, 50 trucks of maize, orders for Borno residents after disastrous flooding. Only thing our government is up to is giving rice, giving food, giving maize. Like in a state now where flood affected that state, so is it rice that is meant to be given to those people? Is it maize that is meant to be given to those people now? Our country is so messed up that our government do as they wish. In a state where people have been flooded, have lost life, have lost properties, but our government came out to give them 100 trailers of rice. The Meduguri flood happened, they gave them 50 trucks of rice. Now it happened to Bono, they are giving them 100 trucks of rice. Whereas some individuals are giving them money, because what they need now is money to control flood. They need money. Since the state government have failed, personal some personnel like Dangote and other persons have, like P2B, have come out to give money. They need to work on flood control in Nigeria, or else it will be the disastrous experience we will experience in Nigeria. Flood is taking over Nigeria, and the government needs to wake up and do something about it. But they are busy sharing rice. P2B gave 50 million to Meduguri flood victims, but Tinubu gave 50 trucks of rice. In the same some states now, they gave 20 million for flood control, but they invested 2 point something billion on politicians. How does that make sense? We are seeing that flood is taking over Nigeria. We should need to invest more in flood control, but no, we are investing more on politicians that are already wealthy. Like people be like, people be always say, why struggle to be a professor that makes 400K? Why you can struggle to be a politician in Nigeria? Just struggle to be a normal House of Assembly members. You be paying, you be paid 21 million allowance, and then your salary combined. Tell me how much is that? That level where we are in Nigeria. So the INEC in charge of Edo, Professor Rhoda Gumus, has stated that nobody would dare approach her with a bribe because of her reputation. Gumus, who made this unknown during an interview on Channel TV Politics today, promised in this promised not to collect bribes during governorship election in the state. Okay, this is an INEC in charge of Edo state election. She came out and said that nobody can bribe me, oh, don't bribe me, oh, I can't be bribed. Like I keep saying this, if we don't work on the issue of bribery and corruption in Nigeria, we are not going anywhere. Like she came out now and said that nobody on earth can bribe her because of her reputation. Let's see how they will call this result. I'm not against sincerity. Maybe yes, she's sincere in her heart that nobody can bribe her. And I believe her though, nobody can bribe her, because how she came up in the public space and said that nobody can bribe her is still after the election. If we see that everything went free and fair, because I think everybody's eye have opened in Edo State. Like people's eye is opened in Edo State. Everybody is conscious enough to know that something is fishy with this APC party, because the only people you are meant to be looking at is APC. They are full of bribe and corruption. They are full of corruption. They are full of illegal acts, because it's only them that went ahead to hire talks, to hire ballot snatchers, to hire vote buyers. Because these people now, you can't tell me that these people are not bought by the APC. It's not possible. They are working for APC government. That's the only thing we know APC for. And yet these people self are meant to be sent in life imprisonment, because there's no way to tell me that we are reasonable enough, that we are hungry in our country, we are looking for a better government, and then you are going ahead to collect bribe from a government that we all know that we will suffer under them if they win. Those these people that are being caught are meant to be sent to life imprisonment so that others will learn. We are suffering in Nigeria, but yet you allow yourself for to collect 1 5 to work against governments we all know that is going to make us suffer. I think they should just be sent. They put them in prison. To just stay there, because I don't think their life is even it's not worth living. Because for someone to come up and be making more life for Nigerians harder, that person don't have the Nigerians in mind. They don't have us in mind at all. You see, anybody that being caught now, talks that being caught now should be really dealt with, so that the other talks will learn. You can't tell me we are all dying and hungry in this country, but yet you are allowed by to take over you. For how much are they paying you? Like I keep saying it, if the government are paying these people a life-changing amount, that one is different too. But they're paying them money that cannot feed them a day, that cannot give them food a day. That is what they're going to. Should be if a family man came out yesterday and was crying in a live TV, shedding tears in his vehicle, that he doesn't make anything to take home because of fuel price. He was crying live in a TV that he has a wife and a child, and then he makes 20,000 naira a day, spending 17,000 naira on fuel alone. That means he's going home with 3,000 naira. That is barely enough for himself. Talk more of his family. But yet some persons in their correct senses will come and collecting bribe to work for a government that we all know are not capable and incompetent enough to lead us. The same yesterday in my life, I shared where police people are now harassing people that refuse to give them 100 naira on checkpoints. Tell me what that is if not hunger. The hunger is too much that policemen are now forcefully collecting money on checkpoints. You must give me money on checkpoints, or else I'll beat you up. That's what the police are doing now. And you can't blame them, because hunger in this country is too much. But I blame them because they are the people that we are fighting protesters when we are protesting. Police people are those with throwing tear gas, because them too have chosen to turn blind eye that this government is not working, and then they chose to keep working for them despite them not being treated well. But they decided to stay there and be working for them. You could imagine them going forcefully now collecting money from checkpoints. I thought that it was just you can give them if you want, but now it's a must. Both commercial buses, private cars, and not give them money. It's a must. You must give them 100 naira before you leave that checkpoint, or else they will seriously find a fault and deal with you. And yesterday again in my life, I played a video where policemen were harassing a man in front of his wife because the man refused them for going through his phone. That's the level in Nigeria. That's what the governments have ever wanted, to put confusion in the life of Nigerians, where police no longer think straight, where youth no longer think straight, where youth are not going into bad things, into kidnapping, human trafficking, organ trafficking. You will see a boy of 17 years killing his girlfriend because he wants to make money. You see a boy of 20 years bringing heads, people's heads, because he wants to make money. That's the level and how this government have kept us to the level that they've kept us the level that we no longer think any longer. I've been Nigerian now don't think again, because they are all looking for a way to survive. So they don't think again. And that's what this government has ever wanted. They want the country to be so poor that you yourself will not be thinking again. You don't be doing as you are being told by the government, because you need to make money. And then I pay you chicken change. just check what, okay, the same yesterday, the NLC exposed the government because they said that they are going to pay 70,000 naira minimum wage, and then they've increased fuel price. That means that fuel price have rendered that minimum wage useless, because I know when you tell me that you are paying me 70K and I'm buying 1 liter of fuel one five, then that means 70K is worth nothing. So like I just tell you, this is latest happening in Edo State right now in the election, where some talks have been arrested, and then some polling units also arrived late. But we'll still keep you guys updated on the final result and everything. At night, stay tuned, guys. I'll be going live at night to gist you guys on it. Don't always forget to subscribe if you're new here, like and share our videos. Stay tuned, guys.